In front of it tonight, we have the best deal you'll find anywhere, and it's coming up, of course, as our brand new Today Special. We're doing it right now. You know, it's so true. What happens is the weather finally breaks, like you're like, oh. And if it's still a little chilly in your area, we know in a couple weeks it's gonna get nice and warm. And then just when you get outside and you're like, oh, hallelujah, this is gonna be awesome. What also comes out with you? All the bugs, the bites, the things, the no-see-ums, all that stuff that's flying around that drives us crazy and forces us to go back inside. Well, I gotta tell you, I am thrilled to have this back. This is the first and only time for the entire year we are offering the #1 way to be able to get rid of those bugs. And what I love the most, and you guys do too, is you set it, you plug it in, and you forget about it. This is from DynaTrap. It is the best selling item we have when it comes to really dealing with the bugs. And here's the best part. There's none of that horrible zapping. My husband put up one of those zappers one time in our yard, and every time a giant bug got in there, you were just like creeped out. You're like, oh my gosh, that sounds horrible. This is not. And there's also new innovative things they've added to it that makes this better than ever before. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna show you a graphic right off the bat because we have for the first time 3 sizes. When I first launched this years ago, we had 1 size and that was it, and it was great. We now have 3 sizes. So we start off here. This is gonna be your 1/4 acre, then we have the 1/2 acre, and then we have the full acre. Now I'm gonna show you a graphic on the savings. Even my producer and myself, we were kind of like, okay, this is a really big deal. Like a really big deal. If you were to go to DynaTrap's website right now, you would spend $104 for the 1/4 acre. We're at $39.95. That 1/2 acre is $174. We're at $79.95. And here it is, the 1 acre, and I always say bigger is better. You are gonna spend $284. Our price is $155 off of that. It is by far a substantial savings and a really easy and quite frankly a nice and pretty way to be able to get rid of those bugs. And you want to plug it in right away because you want to get in front of it. It literally works 24/7, capturing all those bugs that drive us crazy. Now I'm going to show you the colors, and then Pete's joining me and we'll go through how it works, why the technology is so brilliant, because it is. All right, we have 3 colors in the front that are totally exclusive. Starting on this one, this is going to be our forest green. It's beautiful. It almost has a little bit of a pearlized look to the finish, and it's gorgeous. The one in the middle, this one of course is going to be that bronze. A lot of you have from our Bell and Howell coming up the bronze solar lights. That's going to look great back to that color. Then the other exclusive color is going to be the graphite. So again, this is a really pretty gray. The 2 on top, this is the stone, again with a really pretty pearlized finish. And then always super, super popular is going to be just that classic beautiful black. So we have more colors than ever before. We have more acreage to cover than ever before, which means more variety and new innovations that they've added exclusively for you in our today's special. All right, Peter Cookall is joining me. He's going to tell us all about it. So Pete, you and I have talked about a lot of mosquitoes and no-see-ums and bugs and gross flying stuff for many years, and we really do rely on this to take care of it.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's the best DynaTrap that we've ever had. And we have it at the best time of year, which I think is really crucial when you think about getting ready for all that time you're going to spend outdoors and how you're going to do it without a lot of those bugs, those biting insects, doing all this and trying to get chemicals all over. This is going to be perfect. Because here's the thing, and I want to just, point this out to everyone across the country. As we start to approach and go north of 50 degrees, so when we're warmer than 50 degrees, these biting insects can do their thing. So if you can get this home now, just as it's starting to warm up, you can start reducing that biting insect population in your yard right now by getting your DynaTrap back. And we'll talk about that technology that you mentioned, Suzanne, because it's amazing. But they've added some really cool things with this. And maybe the best thing is that this is the first time we've ever had this unbelievably easy emptying basket on this. So they've improved the basket. It looks beautiful. It's nice. But look at this. With one touch of a button, all the bugs that you've trapped over a week, over a month, over several months, drop right out. You close that back up, and you're back to business, reducing that population in your yard. So Suzanne, should I go over the details and all about that technology?
Yes, because I think it's fascinating, and it's really revolutionary, quite frankly.
It really is amazing. And then you hear it and you're like, whoa, that's awesome. It's like, it's so simple. It does exactly what you want it to do. And then I know you like to point out all the things it doesn't do. It's not loud.
Yep.
There's no chemicals. There's no odors. There's no constant maintenance, like every week and every month you have to do something. You don't have to do anything but let this technology do its job. So maybe the most important thing is the bulb. So we're going to use 3 different ways to attract those biting insects and then trap them. I always like to point out, we're not zapping, we're going to trap those biting insects. So the first thing, we can come in close and you can see this bulb. The coolest thing about this bulb, scientifically designed to be at that perfect light spectrum that's going to attract those biting insects, and now it lasts 27 months, which is unbelievable. But that's going to do its job, the light, to bring them in. Then we're going to have warmth is created by that light, and then the warmth kind of heats up this titanium plate. We're creating carbon dioxide. That might be the #1 attractant from mosquitoes, because that's what we exhale when we're breathing. We're going to exhale that, and that's what brings the mosquitoes close to us, and they start biting us. So those 3 things are awesome. But then those mosquitoes are attracted to those 3 things, the light, the warmth, and the carbon dioxide. But as they get close to these units, these are all on, the fan sucks them down into that basket where they're trapped, and they eventually expire in there, and they're not going to be biting you and bothering you anymore. So light, warmth, carbon dioxide, and then the fan. So Suzanne, I want to show everyone how that fan draws them in. So I've got a little demonstration. I'm going to use some dry ice, kind of just so you can see how that fan, and we'll come right over here, and look as I get that dry ice closer. You can see how powerful that fan is. So imagine the mosquitoes are coming around, those no-see-ums are coming around, those biting insects, and they're kind of checking out that light and warmth, and before they know it, they are drawn down into that basket, and that's where they stay. So it's a really exciting way to not have to ever think about going outside again. And Suzanne, I think that's kind of the best thing. If you have to prepare and be like, wait a minute, we can't go outside until we do this, or light candles, or we put the spray on everyone.
Right.
This way, don't think about it. Cook your meal and say, hey, let's eat outside tonight. And you go right outside, because this DynaTrap's been working 24 hours a day to trap biting insects.
And I think that's so impressive, guys. I mean, you have to kind of get your head around the technology. The zappers, they get in there, they zap them, it's really awkward. Or you have citronella candles out. Now, the citronella candles, they're a pain to work, they don't smell good. And do they repel the bugs? Well, here's what happens. This actually traps them. So as you leave it out there 24/7, and you just let it do its thing, and you're getting 28, 27 months out of one bulb.
27,
that's more than 2 years. So think about the length of when you really need it. For most of us, we're not going to run it year round, right? But you're getting more than 2 years out of one bulb that comes right with it. So that's, when you get it out, you have to remember, it's instantly starting to reduce the population of all those flying insects. And I want to read the list, because a lot of you say, well, will it take care of blah, blah, blah? Here we go. It is shown, they've done the test, to trap several different species, including mosquitoes, wasps, thanks guys, mosquitoes, wasps, moths, beetles, houseflies, lacewings, no-see-ums, like those things, you can't see them, and it'll actually trap those. Gnats biting midges, drain flies, don't know what that one is, but I don't want to see it. What muscid flies, blow flies, there's a lot of different flies out there, and other flying insects that are attracted to that black light, such as stink bugs too. So that's really pretty amazing. Like, look at the list right there. All those bugs. And now think about it. You think a lot of mosquitoes and no-see-ums for sure, but how about the annoying flies when you're trying to have a picnic or a dinner out on your picnic table or your patio? How about it? Many of you think, oh my gosh, wasps. You know, you don't want to get stung. Isn't it awesome that this is going to attract most of those flying insects inside there and very, I think, I guess, nicely take care of them so they're not biting or stinging or bothering you, which is huge. All right, so here's the scoop. We have 3 sizes. Right now, the most popular size of the 3 is going to be, drum roll, Mr. Rick, my producer. Oh, Oh, the quarter acre, very interesting. Okay, the quarter acre is the brand new one. And this is pretty exciting because we have a size, so this is great. If you're thinking, I've just got a small little patio, maybe you just have a balcony, you live in an apartment, and you just want to enjoy a summer evening on the balcony, that's gonna be for the quarter acre. Then the next size we have is the half acre. And what I think is so impressive, once you set this up, imagine a full acre. A full acre of land is a huge amount of space when you really think about it. And this is designed to be able to work in a full acre. So you don't need the candles, you don't have to put the tiki torches out with the citronella liquid inside it. You don't have to spray yourself anymore, and you don't have to use one of those really nasty bug catchers that have that awful buzz because they're literally burning up the bugs. This is as easy and as simple as can be, and it's super, super effective. And again, we have such a good price on this. Now, I want to highlight one more thing, and Pete, I know you've got a lot more to show us, but I think it's important to point out our flex pay on each of these. Now tonight, you're gonna see 5 flex pays all over the place. And I'll tell you what, we have one of the best, what I would call outdoor 2 hours that I have seen in years. We have some clearance prices and sale prices, I mean, all over the place on some of our very favorite items. With the 5 flex on everything tonight, this one you can get home, let's say you're doing the quarter acre, it's $8. Now here's the other key, we have 30 days to try it out. Now here's what's really crazy. This one has been outside for the last couple of days. And right now, you can sort of see it, but I literally opened it up to look down there. There are literally live bugs in there right now, and a lot of dead bugs. And what's really cool is you're gonna know before the 30-day return policy is up if this is gonna work for you. You're gonna literally be able to see what is being captured inside there. You're gonna see how effective it is for your space. Now, if it doesn't work for you, maybe you don't, whatever, you can always send it back. But I love the fact that you get 4 solid weeks to be able to try this out because it is new technology and it's very different technology than what we thought we needed to use. It is absolute game changer and it just makes your life so much nicer and easier. All right, the gang went out for me and I posted this on my Facebook page. They went outside and it looks good. I wanted them to shoot some video, just show it in an outdoor environment. Look how nice that is. Now, if you want to get that hook, we have the shepherd's hook available, which is great. Pete will explain more about that. We do have replacement bulbs, but remember, this is 27 months of use. You literally, if you're using this 2, 3, or 4 months a year, you could be using this for several years before you need the replacement bulb. But if you want to go ahead and grab one, we've got that available. We've got the hook available. We also have extra bait, which I know Pete's going to talk about in just a second. And we also have a universal mount that is all available to work specifically back to our today's special. So Pete, I know we've got a lot more to share with everybody, but where do you want to go next? What would you like to explore?
What I want to do now is, so we talked about all that great technology and it's drawing in all those biting insects and trapping them. But now, how do we use it? Where are we going to put it? How does it work? So how often do we leave it on? Once you kind of hear how that works within the technology, I mean, it's crazy because it makes so much sense. So we were talking about earlier when you have to use sprays and candles, you have to prepare. And here's the thing, when you have spray or you have those candles on the tables where you're sitting, all those biting insects have to get extremely close to you and then you're attempting to repel them. What if we can, and I'll show you this, over here, when you use your DynaTrap, we're not gonna have it in front of you like I have here, but here's where I have in my yard. You can see it back there. So we've got the chaise lounge there and the umbrella where you wanna relax, and then 20 to 30 feet away from the area you're gonna be spending time. That's where you put the DynaTrap. Now, 20 to 30 feet away, then if you can use that shepherd's hook, then you can put it about 3 to 6 feet off the ground. That's kind of that fly zone for all those biting insects. And then maybe the most important part about this DynaTrap, and it doesn't matter if it's the full acre, half, or the quarter, you want to have this running 24 hours a day. I mean, that's the key. Those candles and those sprays, they can't do anything 24 hours a day. But you're going to be trapping insects 24 hours a day. So when you're at work, when you're sleeping, it's all during the week trapping insects. Every single female mosquito that you catch and trap in here means that you're potentially keeping that insect from producing 200 babies that can turn into those biting insects. So that's what's so important. 24 hours a day, let it work. It certainly does a much better job at night. You want to keep it as far away from any other additional light sources, but it is incredible. 24 hours a day trapping insects. So you're reducing that population in your own yard. And if you were talking you were talking about the 4 weeks, Suzanne. I mean, you are going to be blown away what you see in 4 weeks. You know what? Maybe I can show everyone when we come back what just a couple of weeks worth of bugs looks like. Can you see how it works is incredible. But here, I just wanted to show you just a couple of weeks, 2 weeks.
Oh
you
my
can start to
gosh.
see. I mean, it's a little
That's
gross,
crazy.
but these were done in Chicago area. But really, wherever you are, you know what your own mosquito problem is, or your no-see-em, or your hornets, and all these other flies and things. You have your own problem, and you know what that's like. So you'll know what you're going to trap, and you'll see them in there. And now you never have to, I mean, this is getting pretty gross, but you never have to touch them. You never have to do anything anymore. You used to have to take this off and then dump it. But now with that one touch of a button, the bottom drops out. You never touch, you really don't even have to see those dead bugs anymore. Close that up and you go back to it. Now, if you're getting the full acre, you barely have to empty that. You can probably get through months without emptying it. The other ones, the collection basket is a little bit smaller, but now the emptying is so easy. So make sure you get the technology and you figure out where to put it in your yard to make sure that you're drawing them away from the areas where you're going to be spending your time. And then, Suzanne, if you want, we can kind of go back and forth and maybe help everyone decide whether they want the full, the half, or the quarter acre. And I've got some tips surrounding that as well.
And I was going to ask you that, but I'm going to go through the colors, guys, so you can see them, because right now I know we're extremely busy, and it just makes sense. Be proactive about this. You know, how many of you, you know what's really cool about the sizes? I mean, now we have a size that's perfect if you only have a little teeny patio, or you've got just a balcony and you live in a major city and you're tired of being eaten up by the mosquitoes and you just want to enjoy that summer air, that summer evening, have a little cocktail outside. I love the fact that the first time we actually have 3 different sizes, including that brand new quarter acre. It's perfect for that. And then we go up to a big 1 acre. I mean, imagine how effective something has to be to cover an entire acre of land. That is actually a huge amount of space. And again, all you need is the 1 unit. Now, here are the colors. The first 3 in the front are exclusive to HSN. You cannot find these anywhere else, and you're certainly not going to find the price anywhere else. So this one's going to be our forest green, and then the bronze. Okay, this one actually is one of the more limited colors, my producer Rick just told me. So not a lot in the forest green. It's really quite beautiful, and I think it'll blend into your bushes, your trees, your landscaping, actually very nicely. The bronze is the best seller right now. #1 most popular is the bronze. That is a great color too, and all 3 of these are exclusive. And then we have graphite, which is a really pretty gray, which I love that. Then on the back here, we've got the stone, and all of these have this pretty pearlized kind of finish. And then of course we have the classic black. Now, if you're picking between the 2 of these, here's my tip. You ever go past a house and there's a white fence in the front, and you go, oh, what a pretty white picket fence. And then you go past a house that has a black wrought iron fence and it almost dissolves away. That's how I feel about choosing between these 2. If you want it to kind of just to dissolve into the environment, you want to pick the black. If you kind of want to show it off a little bit, because it really is pretty. I mean, come on. Have you seen bug zappers? They're horrible cages, and you're lighting bugs on fire, for gosh sakes. Look how pretty this is as an alternative. You're not gonna have the buzz. You don't have to use the chemicals. You're not lighting the tiki torches, nor you're not using the citronella. You're not putting DEET all over your body just to go outside to eat a hamburger, you know, and grill out. This is the way to go. And here's the scoop. It is the first, the last, and the only time we're offering it as a today's special. And if you're brand new, here's what happens. At midnight, if we have any left, the price is gonna go up. And it doesn't go up just a couple dollars, it goes up substantially. Now, I do wanna show you the retail. If you go to DynaTrap right now and you wanna buy it there, you can, but I think that would be ridiculous. Look at this. If you are getting it at DynaTrap for the quarter acre, that's the brand new one, it's $104, we're at 40 bucks. I mean, that's unbelievable. Then the half acre is $174, we're at 79. That's almost $100 off. I would say if you're going for the Big Daddy, the 1 acre, we're actually $155 off their website right now. And people shop on their website all the time. It is one of the most innovative ways to truly be able to control that bug population around your environment. And now you can really enjoy it. We have such bad no-see-ums where I live, it's awful. And finally, we're able to go out and enjoy a cocktail, have some dinner outside, and the no-see-ums, because you can't see them, are just tearing us up already. Guess what? All you need is this. It's gonna take care of it for you. The bees, How about those, the wasps that are out? I mean, it's not just the bitey stuff, it's the stingy stuff as well. And all you do is set it up, plug it in, and you get to forget about it. You know, Pete, it's so funny. My husband, to try to fight all the no-see-ums, the mosquitoes, and all the bugs, has tried literally everything under the sun. He has this one thing that you click this little button, and it sort of lights it on fire in a way, and it was terrible. It doesn't work at all. And you know what he has to do? He has to keep buying new cartridges to stick into it. And it's ugly. Oh my gosh, it's this green thing, and it's so darn ugly. I don't want it out in my patio because I have a pretty patio.
No, you're so right. And I'm with your husband. I've done all of it. So, you know, I live here and there's tons of foliage here in Florida. And then I've got the small creeks around the front of the house. So there's standing water everywhere. So we've always had a problem. It's brutal back here. So I've used everything. And that was the reason they were never successful, is because it forced me every week, every 2 weeks, every 30 days, I have to do this, this, and this. And then I would never get done. I'd have to go to the store. I got to buy more stuff. And I just couldn't keep up. What if you could just take any size of your DynaTrap, put it in that yard, plug it in, you're completely done. But it's fighting your insect problem every single day. So I wanted to show you again. So about the sizes. So I know that I have a significant problem. I know that I get bit constantly. I don't want to get bit. So I've gone with the 1 acre back here, and I have it on the shepherd's hook. So I traditionally run the full acre. But what I would say to people, again, if you know your problem and you really want to turbocharge your area, go for the larger one. But if I had a regular kind of problem here, I would maybe use the 1/2 acre in the backyard. And if I had that front porch or patio, maybe another 1/2 acre in the front, because the house would act as a barrier. So if you're looking at your entire property, thinking you have an acre, and that might be enough, but you should maybe do 1/2 acre to do backyard and front yard. And then certainly the brand new 1/4 acre is great for a ton of areas. Maybe it's your garage, your detached garage. I actually have a barn here with the barn doors in the front, and you're in and out of there. You want to spend some time there. It's kind of a workshop for me. That's a great place for that 1/4 acre, where you can just continue to trap those insects, small balconies and things. You would love that 1/4 acre. But most importantly, you're going to set it up, and you're never going to have to think about it. I mean, honestly, what other way, whether it's the sprays, the candles, or anything else, can you completely forget about it from now when you get it home, or in a week or so, the entire summer? You may go out there just to see how many mosquitoes or no-see-ums you've trapped, and you may want to empty it, but you don't have to do any maintenance, any work to it at all. And one other thing I wanted to add, think about this, Suzanne. If you had the big guy, the full acre, it's going to cost you less than 8 cents a day to run this 24 hours a day. And then the other two, we're talking less than 2 cents, and the 1/4 acre is even less than that. 2 cents a day, or less than 2 cents a day, to run this 24 hours a day, to really start reducing that population of biting insects in your yard. And it's funny, what I've learned about these insects and these mosquitoes and no-see-ums, many of them they're not long flyers. They don't travel very much. So when you have your own set of mosquitoes in your yard, they're staying here. So what's cool is you can reduce that population. There's less biting insects. You are going to love the way this works over time, but it starts working as soon as you set it up.
I'm telling you, look at the list too. Mosquitoes, flies, wasp, hornets, stink bugs, moth, biting midges, whatever those are, and no-see-ums, oh my gosh. Japanese beetles, gnats, blowflies, drain flies. I don't even know what a musket is, but I don't want to run into it. Look at all of that. And so I think it's important to realize, you know, when you're using, like, let's say a body, you know, you're doing a spray, a DEET on your body. I had a Beekman show last night. We sold out of our bug spray last night, which is fine, but guess what? You have to keep buying bug spray all the time, you know, and it's great stuff, but who wants to spray anything on your body if you can avoid it? Their stuff is great, it's sold out, but the alternative is something that's very dangerous on your skin. And you know, you go out to eat a good hamburger, you want to have a nice little picnic, you just want to sit out and have a cocktail after work, and you're spraying yourself down. And you know what everybody does? They take a shower later, because nobody wants to go to bed with a bug spray on their skin. We all all know that's just not healthy, and you can even smell that it's not good for you. Imagine never having to do that. Imagine just going out and not having to be chased inside because you're getting eaten up. We all say it, oh man, this is eating me up, or daggone it, those no-see-ums just got me. It ruins the party, it ruins the barbecue, it ruins the fun, it ruins hanging out in your backyard, your patio, it ruins just sitting on your balcony if you live in the middle of Chicago, right? It's just ruins a perfectly great evening, and it always happens. You know, you get out there, you're all settled down, the sun starts to set, and the bugs just start chewing you up. Imagine if this is quietly working in some little corner of either your patio, your backyard, wherever it is, and you don't have to worry about it. And please remember, when you get 27 months on that LED, imagine this, you're not gonna run it continuously for 27 months. You're gonna put it away for part of most of the winter, right? You may be bringing it out for 2 or 3 months. You might not have to replace that bulb for literally years, considering it's got a 27-month lifespan. But we are the only place offering this at this price. We have all the colors, including all the new exclusive colors that are only here at HSN. We have the new quarter acre, which is on fire. I mean, it's $40 to try it. And if you use our FlexPay on the quarter acre, you can get that home for $8. And if you don't absolutely love it and see a difference and notice all the bugs being caught inside there, then please send it back and we'll definitely refund your money. But this today's special is only good right now. It's good for one day and that's it. And if a color or a size sells out early, and at this rate it very well could be, then we're done. That's it, that's all we have. So again, the quarter acre is the most popular right now, the little guy, the new one, which is great if you have that smaller space. This for my patio, which we're right on mangroves, which is right on water, the quarter acre, that's the solution for me. And think about it, how much do you spend just buying candles or buying bug spray? This is gonna pay for itself before the summer's over. When you really think about it, not having to buy all those sprays anymore, this will pay for itself the first summer that you use it, and then continuously you're using it summer after summer before you even have to invest in a new bulb. And eventually you will, but it's gonna be a long time down the road. Well, Pete, you look very comfortable right there.
Well, you started talking about going outside and just enjoying being out there, and that really is what it's all about. And it's funny when you can just go straight outside and not make those preparations that you've had to make those years past, where it's just uncomfortable to be outside, where you're like, you know what, I know it's that time of the evening where there's too many bugs, I'm just not even gonna bother. Right. Now you can just go outside and enjoy it. And that's where you wanna keep your DynaTrap, 20 to 30 feet away from where you are. But sitting here, there's no odors, there's no noise. It, as you mentioned earlier, Suzanne, it looks great. It's a great, people won't even know that that's a bug trap when they see it. It kind of looks like a real kind of artsy lantern if you look at it back there. It just is an incredible way to constantly be doing something about this bug problem that's just annoying you and keeping you from just always enjoying the outdoors. But now you can do it. So it's so nice to have it there, to know that it's going to be there. And you talked about how often you're going to have to use it. 27 months with that bulb. But if you're in an area, you know, up north, I grew up in New York, you're going to be using it just a few months a year, so 4 or 5 months a year. So that's going to be season after season. You're going to be able to use your DynaTrap. Remember, 50 degrees and above, or when those mosquitoes or those no-see-ums or other biting insects start moving around and doing their thing. So 20 to 30 feet away from where you're going to enjoy the outdoors. But it just is, it's dynamite technology. It's fantastic when you think about how to use it, and it all works together to make sure that you are outside whenever you want with no preparation at all. Just get out there and start having fun. And it's a great time to start now. Do it before you're going to be outside every single day.
Well, you know what happens too, when the weather finally really breaks, and I know up north it's really cold in some places right now, when the weather finally breaks and you literally like, oh my gosh, I get to put my shorts on, I'm going to go outside. And then instantly when the weather gets warm, guess what also wants to be outside with you? It's the mosquitoes and no-see-ums and the hornets and the bugs and all the fly stuff, right? Well, imagine if you bought this now, you're ready. It's not like you're scrambling later on and then coming back to HSN and saying, oh, I hope I can get that. Now, yeah, you probably can, but it's never gonna be the prices you're getting tonight. There's absolutely no way. And again, if you go to DynaTrap's website right now, the small unit, that new 1/4 acre, is over $100. We're under $40. And why not try it? We give you 4 weeks to make sure you see a whole bunch of dead or drying bugs in that little basket. And if you don't, you absolutely send it back and we're gonna refund your money. But we're not doing this deal again for the rest of the year. We do it one day and one day only, and you've caught it today. And I love midnight because right now I have all 3 sizes. And yes, I have all the colors. This is that beautiful green that'll actually just dissolve into your landscape. This is gonna be the bronze, which is always popular. It goes back to the lighting we're gonna have a little later. This is the granite. These 3 are exclusive just to you shopping with us. Then we have the stone, and then of course we have the black in the back. There's another graphic, guys, I wanna show. It was a side graphic showing a study that was done. And I was really impressed at where they did it. St. Augustine, Florida is on the East Coast here in Florida, and there's a ton of bugs in Florida. There's a gazillion bugs. But Peter, I really wanted to take a minute for us to kind of go through these graphs because this should shock people. Because remember, it's not like when you use citronella, that's repelling the mosquitoes, and guess what? They just come back to visit you the next hour or the next night, right?
Exactly.
When you use this, it's constantly grabbing and reducing the population permanently of all of those bugs. So understand it when you see these kind of graphics. So let's just look at this one here. 7 days, over 3,000 bugs were captured. That's amazing to me.
It truly is. And you made a great point. So you reduce that population. But remember, the insects that bite you are the females. The females are the one that are reproducing. So as you catch that many female reproducing biting insects, think about what you're eliminating from happening in the future, kind of tripling and quadrupling the population in your yard. So that's why when you see those studies, think about how many insects they've eliminated and how many potential in the future. So it's amazing when you hear that.
Yeah, and it's almost like if you think about multiplication. Like, you know how you go 2 to 4, well, think about it, you go 2, 4, 6, 8. If you've got a female mosquito who's laying 200 eggs, then those 200 eggs, there's maybe 100 female, they're doing another 200 eggs and more and more. Okay, with everything else, it's just temporarily saying, please get away from my area, and then they're all right back to visit you. With this, you're capturing them. That's why you run it 24/7, just plug it in and forget about it and let it do its job, because it's reducing the population. It's not just pushing them away temporarily for an hour or 2, it's literally reducing the population in that environment that you're using it in. It's really revolutionary, guys. I mean, it's really good stuff. And what a great time to try it. Either you're in the season like we are now here in the southern states, or soon you will be in the season. And guess what? You'll have it and you plug it in. It looks great. You put it on your front porch. It doesn't, I mean, it's, I know you guys have had those old-fashioned bug zappers. They're horrible cages and you literally can hear the bugs being fried. It's very inhumane. It's just awful to have to listen to. Nothing like having a great outdoor barbecue and all you can hear is little bugs being fried. I mean, that's just not good. That is just not friendly, and it's certainly not easy on the eye. With this, it just quietly will be there in the corner of your porch, or you put it out in the front yard and let it do its thing. If you have just a balcony, that's me, I have a patio. We don't have a big yard anymore. I really downsized. This 1/4 acre is exactly what we need on our patio. We have mangroves, and they have so many no-see-ums and mosquitoes, and we're right smack with water, mangroves. That's just a formula to be completely bitten up all summer long. This is what size I'm gonna pick up. And honestly, I'm getting this for the first time tonight, like you. I really am, because we just recently moved in, and we did last summer, and now this summer I've had it. I do not wanna use all this stuff my husband tries, and it quite frankly doesn't work. And Peter, you know what's really disappointing? After a really long day, you just wanna go and have dinner outside, enjoy the beautiful weather, maybe have a cocktail or 2, and all of a sudden you go, oh, we gotta go inside because we're getting eaten up. Everybody talks about that.
Exactly. So, especially these last couple of years, you know, we've really spent a lot of time at home. So people have done a tremendous amount to improve that outdoor area and enjoy it. You've got to have something like this to make sure that you can enjoy that. And maybe we can go over that technology again. If anyone missed that, the kind of the ways that we are not zapping, but trapping all these biting insects. And there's 3 ways we're doing that. We're going to do it with the light. And maybe that's the most amazing part about this. Yeah, that UV LED bulb that is scientifically designed to attract all those biting insects. That's what brings them in. It also creates warmth. So light and warmth, bringing all those insects in close. And then we're heating up that titanium plate and we're creating carbon dioxide. That's what we breathe out when we exhale. That is probably the #1 attractant to those biting insects. That's why we get bit. And so let me show you that light. As we come in here, you can see the light. You can see underneath here is where we have the warmth and the carbon dioxide. But the most important part is that there's a fan that draws those biting insects. When they kind of check out that light and that warmth, they get drawn down in here into that collection basket, and that's where they stay. So let me show you how that fan works. I'm just going to get a little bit of our dry ice going here, and we'll just be able to see how when I get close to that, look at how it draws that in. So any of those curious insects thinking they may found you or I, Suzanne, to take a bite, they are going to get drawn in there and trapped into that collection basket. That's what's so amazing. But we're doing it without a lot of noise. I mean, I guess you can kind of hear that. Just the fan. There's no odors. There's no poisons. There's nothing like that. And then when that gets full, I'll show you on the large one here. Again, when you want to empty that basket, it's just a touch of a button. The bottom drops out. You never have to touch those mosquitoes or those no-see-ums or those other biting insects, and they're done. So all that technology, put that together, put it in the spot 20 to 30 feet away from you're enjoying the outside, and you are going to have a great summer. No more getting bit.
And I think too, if you guys want to try it out with our FlexPay, it's any major credit card. You're going to spread your payments out over 5 months. For the quarter acre, it's $8 to try it. And you have 30 days to try it out. And then if you return it, we're going to refund your money and stop having to do the FlexPay. So what an awesome opportunity tonight. By the way, in the last year's model, in every model we've ever had, you used to have to like take this whole thing and screw that off. See, that's how it used to work. And then you would have to take this and dump that out. Now with this new, this is brand new. They've added that release button. So all those bugs are just going to fall out. But trust me, once they go in here, they dehydrate and they become almost like dust. So you actually will collect a ton of bugs in here before you're ever even going to go like that. But here's what I would do. After a week, I'd go out just to do it to see what's in there, to prove to yourself how effective it is. I really would. I mean, most people just put it up and forget about it, and then at the end of the summer, maybe they're going to check it to see what they have to release inside here. But again, they've made it easier and simple and more versatile with more options than they've ever done before. I'm really excited about this because again, you know, our time is so precious to be outside. You know, you get a couple sliver of months up north where it's finally warm and it's beautiful, and all you want to do is go out and relax after a crazy day. Now you take back control of your outer space. You know, you go out there and say, okay, I don't have to light the candles. I don't have to fill the things. I don't have to have some weird green thing my husband bought years ago that doesn't work at all. And he has tried, I swear, every method there is, and I don't have to spray myself with harsh chemicals. Now remember, all of those other things are temporary. This is the big difference. Everything else that's out there, other than when you're frying the bugs, are temporary. They say, okay, keep everything away, but once you blow the candles out, everything comes right back. This, when you start using it, is reducing the population. See, guys, get your head around it. That is a really innovative concept because you're now reducing the whole population as opposed to just pushing it away temporarily. And then when you blow out the candle, guess what? All the bugs are back attacking you, or they're back into your yard. This is literally helping to reduce the population of those bugs permanently. Now, obviously, bugs are still going to come into your yard, but what's great is they're not multiplying exponentially. That's the word I was looking for, Peter. If you don't have a solution, those mosquitoes are multiplying exponentially, quite frankly. But now you're taking the upper hand. You're being proactive as opposed to being on defense and trying to figure out something. And most everything out there is literally only temporary. It pushes them away, and then once you're done or you go inside, they all come back. With this, it helps to reduce that population consistently 24/7 for literally almost 2.5 years with that first bulb that comes with this included. All right, guys, a little update for this. If you want the bronze, that's the most popular. Is the green still the most limited? Is the green, oh, I love that. Okay, wait, green's taken over bronze. And here's the thing, if you get the green, here's my tip on this. In fact, well, I won't do it, but if I had this plant up here, this will almost dissolve into your environment. So if you're putting this where you should, 3 feet up, out in your yard, this is gonna blend into the trees and the bushes, into the grass, you know, you're just really not gonna see it. So the green is now the most popular, followed by the bronze. Also, guys, if you want the green, that is my most limited of all the colors we have. I have fewer green than, it's called forest green, excuse me, than any other color here. And Charlie, if you can you zoom in? All of these have a really pretty like pearlized finish. So I just want you to see that because they're really, really elegant and pretty looking. So it's not like an ugly cage that is literally lighting bugs on fire. That is the most horrible thing. Just you're sitting there trying to enjoy a cocktail and you can see a moth go up in flames. That is just not a pretty evening.
Not at all. No, I agree with that, Suzanne.
Totally creepy.
And you know what? I really liked what you were saying about this, how this is really the only, way to really, fight those biting insects that is acting as an attractant, right? Everything else that we use is still repelling them. So we're going to attract them. But then DynaTrap's like, wait a minute, let's attract them, but let's set it up away from where you're going to be. So set it up 20 to 30 feet away from where you are. And when you see it from that distance, I mean, it looks fantastic, as you just talked about, Suzanne. But that's the big difference. We're saying we're going to draw them in. We're going to trap them. So you're not going to have to hear it or see it. They're going to go into that collection basket, and then they're done. They're never getting back out. But you don't have to bring them close to you where they can potentially bite you or, have to worry about those chemicals. It is such an amazing way. And then it's the only one that can really be doing something to reduce that population 24 hours a day. When you're sleeping, when you're at work, when you're not enjoying the outdoors, it's still working. So when that time comes and you want to just step outside, you can enjoy being outside. So it really is great. 27 continuous months with that bulb, which I think is fantastic. The first time ever we have that 1/4 acre, and the first time ever we have that easy opening basket. So now you never have to come close to those bugs, those dead bugs. You have to empty it whenever you think it's right. It can take a long time because you mentioned earlier, Suzanne, again, that those bugs are so tiny and they dehydrate and they're virtually gone. You can fit a lot of trapped insects in any of the sizes, but certainly in the full acre. So this is definitely the way to go. If you've not tried this yet, I can't recommend it enough, especially if you know you have a problem. Or here's the other thing, Suzanne, I don't know if this is you, if you and I talked about this. In our family, I'm the one who gets bit the most. So I'm the one who's always out here and who's always using all those crazy methods like your husband. If you're the one who gets bit or there's someone who has a real problem with getting bit by those insects, this is the perfect solution.
Yeah, and also, by the way, we didn't mention, but it's a 6-foot cord that comes with it. You're just gonna plug it into any standard outlet. Obviously, you can run, if you have an outdoor extension cord, that's gonna be fine because you do wanna put it a little bit farther into your yard. So 6 foot on that. Again, there's the opening, couldn't be easier. This is brand new. Now it's really easy to clean. That is no big deal. And again, you're getting almost 2.5 years on the bulb that comes with it. So you don't have to think about this for a really long time. And most of us are not gonna run it continuously for 2.5 years. You're gonna run it for maybe 4 or 5 months in the summer, and then you're gonna put it away and bring it back out. Great. This literally could be the only bulb you need for years and years to come because you're only gonna use it when the bugs come out, which is typically in the summertime. All right, here's the story though, guys. I know we're really busy at this point. Do me a favor, if you can, go to hsn.com. That is the way, because you jump to the front of the line, you get the size you want, and you get the color you want. And I always recommend it because people, and I get it, you might think about it, okay, yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, I do hate all those mosquitoes. Or yeah, we're about to hit that season here in a couple of weeks. And then you remember it and you go, daggone it. Why did I get it when I saw it as a today's special? Because this is the first, the last, and the only time this whole year that we're offering it as our best deal of the day. Again, I wanna show you how really good this value is. Like, I've been doing this for a long time, even the DynaTraps, and I've never seen a better value than today. If you go on their website right now, and if you'd like to buy it from them, that's fine. But for that 1/4 acre, you're gonna spend over $100. For the 1/2 acre, you're spending almost $180. And for the 1 acre, you're spending almost $300. And by the way, they don't have 5 flex on it. They do not have 5 flex. So that's exciting because you're getting this home with the flex pay. In fact, to get the big guy home, today you're gonna spend $26. And again, you have 4 weeks to try it out. That's a really good testing period because it is so innovative and it's so different. I get it. You might be going, yeah, I don't know. How is that gonna work in my yard or my property or in my balcony or patio or whatever it might be? You have 4 full weeks. You're gonna know in a couple days. You will physically see the amount of bugs that are being captured in a couple of days. And remember, you're starting to reduce the population of the bites and the stingies and the annoying flying things. That's so important because everything else that's out there basically is just pushing it away temporarily and then they all come back. This is reducing it consistently. And as you use it, the longer you use it, remember, it's gonna be able to capture more and more bugs, which thus ultimately, just mathematically, is dramatically reducing the population of the bugs in your area. That to me is just worth its weight in gold. Also, no sprays, no candles, no tiki torches you have to fill up. And again, you have to put them out. Once you blow out the candle, those bugs are right back. All you did was push them away temporarily. They're back. This is actively reducing the amount of the flying, bug, stingy, itchy, annoying population as you're using it, as opposed to just pushing it away. And Peter, I think that is kind of an interesting concept for people to understand because it's very different than the alternatives that are out there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the technology is what makes this so effective. It makes it work. It makes it just a much better livable situation for everyone who has the DynaTrap. So let's take a look at the bugs again. 2 weeks worth of bugs right there. I mean, it's gross, but this is what we can do with the DynaTrap with that technology. And I know maybe there's people watching right now and they're like, oh, here's the DynaTrap. It traps all these mosquitoes. It traps no-seams and all kinds of other bugs. Well, what do I have to do to maintain this? What do I have to do every 2 weeks or, you know, every month you have to add something else or buy something else or do something additional? Well, with the DynaTrap, there's none of that. And I've tried them all. Suzanne, if you your husband tried the one where you have to buy like propane tanks and do a lot of just crazy things to keep that going, and you have to buy more, spend more, do more work. With this, you don't have to do any of that. So everything we've been telling you about how well this catches those biting insects, there's no maintenance. The only thing you'll have to do, which could be 27 months if you run it continuously, maybe in some areas of Florida, but it could be 4 summers up north that you're using this before you even have to replace that bulb. But during that time, there's nothing you have to do to maintain this. There's no more money you have to spend to add anything to it. When you run that full acre, we're talking about less than 8 cents a day to run it. The other two are less than 2 cents a day to run. So think about never having to think about biting insects again for this whole summer. So you can start now because this is the earliest we've had our today's special. So you can get it home sooner. And if you're in an area of the country that's already approaching and above 50 degrees, put it outside and turn it on and let it go to work. So maybe when you're outside more, when it really comes to the summer months, you are already going to be doing so much to reduce that population because every one of these mosquitoes in here is a female biting insect that's not reproducing. Again, mosquitoes don't, you know, for example, don't live very long, but they can produce 200 eggs in that short amount of time. And those babies, they're going to be reproducing very quickly as well. So it's amazing to think about reducing the population in your yard. And it's so super easy to do. Let it do it while you're sleeping. Let it do it while you're at work. Turn it on 24 hours a day. I think that might be the most important thing that I want everyone to do when they get theirs home, Suzanne, is plug it in and let it run 24 hours a day. And like you mentioned earlier, maybe after even a week or a few days, peek in there and see what it's doing, see what it's already trapped. And I always forget to mention this. I want to mention that this DynaTrap does not attract and trap the good guys, meaning butterflies and the pollinators, the bees. It doesn't do anything to them. They're not attracted to this, so it's not trapping and harming those because we need them. We certainly need our bees, and the butterflies are great as well. So it doesn't attract those, which I think is great as well. But it'll attract the bad guys, the biting ones.
I love that one too. And if we can put the graphics up again to show you all the bugs that it will attract. It's pretty darn amazing when you think about it. Flies, yeah, you try to have a nice picnic, you got a million flies flying all over your food. It's disgusting. Mosquitoes, I mean, #1 on the list. I mean, those are so annoying. How about wasp? Yeah, it won't bring in the bees, but it will bring in the wasp. How about hornets? You know, you want to get stung by a hornet, that hurts. Stink bugs, because they stink. Moths, they're everywhere. This one for me is no-see-ums. Here in Florida, the no-see-ums are absolutely insane. Like, it's crazy. Japanese beetles, gnats are annoying. Blowflies, drain flies, musket, I don't know what it is, but I'm sure it's annoying as well. All of those, it's going to be able to attract. And here's what's really amazing is the study information we put up on the screen earlier, it showed that the 1 acre was attracting in 7 days over 3,000 flying critters that sting, hurt, or drive you crazy. That's really a lot, like 3,000. Whereas remember, when you're spraying on the DEET or you're putting on the candles, the citronella stuff, that is just pushing stuff away. It's not attracting and getting rid of. It just temporarily gives you a little bit of relief. This is actively working to reduce the population of all of those flyy, bitey, itchy things in your yard. And what an awesome time. As Pete said, get it, plug it in, let it get the head start on the bug season. You know, because it's either you're in it now or you're darn close to being in that season, and it's gonna be awesome to have. And it looks good. It's not frying bugs in an inhumane way. It just captures them, and then they just sort of quietly die down in the little basket. And it's pretty in your yard, you know? It's not an eyesore. It's not something that's really obnoxious and big and bulky. It just looks beautiful, and it couldn't be easier. And it's everything we want. We want something to look pretty. We want something that's relatively humane, right? It's not frying the bugs. It's not electrocuting them. We want something that's easy and effortless, and we want it to be really, really effective. We've now been doing a DynaTrap Today special for several years, and if it didn't work, if you weren't really happy with this, we would not offer it as a Today special. But it has been extremely popular because it's so darn effective. And today, more features than ever before. It's easier to clean it out when you're ready. You've got that incredibly long light in there. You also have, more than ever, sizes, which we now have the brand new quarter. This is the half acre, and this is the acre. And even let me show you, the acre, I can still pick it up and move it around. So if you're worried, oh my gosh, it's gonna be really heavy, how am I gonna deal with that? This unit that is about, you know, I don't know, it's like a big coffee urn at church, right? They'd be that size. This is gonna take care of an acre of property. That is a huge amount of property. And guess what? Can you imagine how awesome your summer's gonna be? The picnics, the evenings out, you know, hanging out at the kiddie pool you got out back, or your pool that you have out back. You know, maybe it's your balcony or your patio like I am. I don't have a yard anymore, but I've got a patio and I wanna enjoy it. We all do. And Peter, you said this earlier, and I think it's totally right. Within the last couple of years, a lot of us spent a lot of money to make whatever outdoor environment we have the very nicest we can, because that's the only other place we could go, right? And so why not really take it to that next level so you can truly enjoy all the hard work you put into your yard or your patio, your balcony, or your front porch for that matter. I love when you said that, because it's so true now.
Yeah, I mean, it's so worth it to have something that works. And we're talking about trapping again, and I wanted everyone to see this because we've talked about we're not zapping. This shows you how we're trapping them. So this is why it's so important. Those insects will be drawn to that warmth, to that light, and then they're going to be drawn down into that basket. And as you mentioned, they are not getting out. That's where they're going to stay. So think about that. We're going to do an odorless, you know, a chemical-free, virtually silent way to help you enjoy that outdoor space that you've created these last couple of years. You've done so much. Maybe it's the pool area, maybe it's the outdoor where you have the fire pit. Whatever you've done to make your outside space just so perfect to spend even more time there. But if the only thing holding you back is biting insects, these DynaTrap units are going to be, I think, the best solution with the least amount of fuss. You don't have to think about it again. It works 24 hours a day. And again, we're trapping them. And that bulb alone, scientifically designed, that LED bulb, can bring those biting insects in. And then that fan, really, it's almost like a large vacuum, is going to pull them down into that basket. So that is the way to go. I would say choose your size based on two things: the actual size of your yard, but also think about the problem. Think about how often you're getting bit. How often have those bugs forced you back in the house? Maybe you want to go with the full acre if you have a backyard. I use the full acre here. It's certainly nowhere near an acre, but I've got a real issue with mosquitoes, so this works great. Patios and garages and balconies, this quarter acre could work for you. Or maybe half acre in the front and a half acre in the back, so you're covered with your front porch or patio and certainly your backyard. But either way, run them 24 hours a day and then have a look in there, and you're going to see that you are reducing that population of those biting insects in your area. I mean, it's amazing. The technology plus how they've designed it to work away from where you're enjoying your outdoors, it's amazing. You're never going to have to think about them again.
Well, and Pete, you know, Pete, I know people are at home going, oh, how could that work? It's impossible. The one we have out there, we actually brought in from outside. It's only been out there for a couple of days. There's a ton of bugs already in there. Like, I went and looked at it, and actually a couple bugs flew out. I was like, oh man, I released a few of them because I wanted to see it. But there's a ton of bugs down in that little basket right now, and it's been outside here at the studio for just a couple of days. So if you're doubting, and I get it, because it really is kind of different technology. You're like, how could that in one place cover a full acre? Because that's one thing, and that's a whole lot of space, right? Well, get it at home. You have 4 weeks, and if you're not thrilled with the results, if you're not getting less bit or seeing less hornets or less bugs or less no-see-ums, then you can send it back to us. Remember, virtually everything else out there, you spray or you light a candle and it pushes them away. This is actively reducing the population. That's the big aha moment for me. Why just wear something that's bad for my skin and bad for my health just to temporarily push things away? And daggone it, I'm not going to bed with DEET on my skin. I'm not gonna sleep in my bed. I'm gonna have to take a shower. With this, it's actively reducing the population of the flying, the biting, the owie, and the annoying bugs. So grab it tonight while we've got it. Again, we have 5 great colors, 3 are totally exclusive, and we have an amazing price. And I wanna show you that value page one more time because it's huge. On DynaTrap, if you're buying the quarter acre, it's over $100. The half acre is over $174, and the 1 acre is almost $300. You can try that quarter acre for $40, and on FlexPay, it's $7 and not $8. $8 on any major credit card to prove it and to see for yourself it's gonna work in your environment. By the way, the quarter acre is the most popular because that's the new one right now, so a lot of you are grabbing that. Peter, I gotta run. Thank you for hanging out. I know we'll see you all day long.
Yes, thanks so much, Suzanne. Appreciate it.
All right, take care, sweetie. Bye. Hey, by the way, oh my gosh, I have so many amazing deals. This is one of the most impressive 2 hours I've ever seen when it comes to outdoor offers. And we've got sale and sale and sale and sale. It's really fun. This is an all-time favorite. It is so much fun. This is our shimmering, color-changing chandelier. This is so cool because it's beautiful. It looks pretty by itself, just sitting out during the day, whatever. But boy, at night, it's really pretty. There's an auto timer on there, and it lights up, and all those little mirrors actually reflect the light. It's really quite exquisite. This is on sale for the first time. It was $44.95. We're at under $20. Isn't that awesome? That is so good. So grab that. Even included with it are the 3 AAA batteries. Then we also have available, and again, all of these are kind of a little peek to things coming up later on today, but you're getting some seriously great deals. Okay, on this one, every single review is 100% perfect. And actually, I bought this years ago, and the reason we bought it, when we lived in our house, we used to own a home before we moved to our apartment, we had a really unsightly cleaning system for our pool, you know, the whole pool maintenance system. And I used that and was able to hide really beautifully that whole system. Nobody saw. There was a path walking past it. You couldn't tell. And I loved mine. Originally, this was $39. We're at $34.95 with 5 Flex on all of our garden and home items today. Great idea, too, if you want to cover up something, especially something a little unsightly. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you actually is really cool. This is our painted metal bird planters. Look how fun that is. Do we have both? That's the cardinal. Do I still have the bluebird? Okay, that's the cardinal, then we have the bluebird. It's totally painted, and it's also metal, so it's got that really fun kind of rustic look. These were originally $52.95. Tonight, they're $29.95, and again, with 5 Flex, we love that. And then one more thing I'm gonna show you. This thing's huge, you guys. Bell & Howell is our #1 best-selling name when it comes to solar lights, and we have a 10-pack of Bell & Howell. It's actually the 8 LED solar deluxe swivel disc lights. Isn't that cool? You can actually position them now which is kind of neat. These originally were $51.70. Tonight, they're only $38.50. And by the way, that is just a sneak peek at going into the second hour of some tremendous savings. Like, it's incredible what you're gonna see next hour. I even have a brand new item that's on sale that we're launching. By the way, I have bronze, hunter green, and stainless steel available in that 8-pack. And for me, because I've used the Bell & Howell for years, that is a great stock-up price. It truly is. Those last couple of items, you just cannot beat the savings on them tonight. That was just huge. All right, I got a lot of you on the line for our beautiful, which one? Oh, the replacement bulbs, yeah. Okay, so my producer Rick wants to show you guys this, and I totally agree. There's a bulb that comes with this. It's basically lasts 2.5 years, okay? So it's a lot of years before you need to replace it. But the good news is we have the replacement bulbs. It's kind of handy to have it ready in a couple of years when you're gonna need it. These have been, oh, we've sold 400. Wow, we've sold 400. We have them to match each of the sizes, the 1/4, the 1/2 inch, or the 1 acre, and you can grab that. And I would, because certainly we'll hopefully, carry it 2.5 years from now. We've had DynaTrap for a long time. But you know what? You just know you get it tonight while you pick up your new Today's Special, and boom, you're done. And then when you need it in a couple years from now, you go, yep, I've got that replacement bulb. You stick it in there, and you got another 2.5 years to be able to trap all those stingy, itchy, and annoying flying things. Okay, so do not go anywhere. As I mentioned, next hour, I have incredible savings like the ones you just saw, that little quick look. I've got even better coming up just around the corner, so I hope you can stay with me. Oh, wait, let me go back here and show them one more time, just real quick, thanks. I got a couple moments, here we go. Remember, we've got the forest green, that's the most popular and the most limited. This is gonna be your bronze, that's the granite, those are all exclusive, that's the black, and that's the stone. All right, we're not done. Decorating your outdoors, we're gonna make it pretty and lovely and happy and a bug-free place to be.
Did you know that we have amazing items and deals you'll never see on air? That's right, you'll only find them at hsn.com. We're talking top brands, exclusive names and bundles, plus thousands of products all the time. Discover all our best deals all in one place, including offers you'll see online only. And with hundreds of videos and customer reviews, we make it easy to shop smart. Click, explore, discover, and get more of what you love. Only at hsn.com. Get ready for spring with HSN. Find fashions you're excited to wear, the latest kitchen appliances, and tools to change your scenery. Visit hsn.com now for everything.